Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're live with Kevin Berkey Burkhardsmeyer and my son Josiah Burkhardsmeyer.
Hey.
He's Berkey Jr., but he doesn't go by that. And today we are at our live and answer for Kickstarter 3.5. Man, talk about, we have been blowing through stretch goals. Over 16 goals have been unlocked. And today we actually have a special guest, the one, the only, the voice of the Dice Tower, the incomparable one. Yes, sir. Now, maybe not sir, but kind of a sir. He hasn't been knighted officially, but please welcome Eric Summerer.
You forgot dashingly handsome.
Oh, well, that's a given, right? That's a given.
Yes.
So it needs no introduction.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Oh, it's so great to have you on the show with us, Eric. Thank you so much for joining.
Sure.
For those of you that don't know, Eric Summerer has a long career in the board game hobby, but he's also a professional voice actor and does a lot of audio books and performances of that nature. And he really is the voice of the Dice Tower. He's been on the Dice Tower Network. For how long have you been with them?
Oh, boy. Well, I know that I've been in the podcast world for about 13 years. I actually just saw a Facebook post that was, I was thinking about taking on the co-host role on the Dice Tower podcast in 2009. But I was doing some stuff with the Dice Tower a little before that, production work. So maybe around 2006. So it's been a while since I've been in the board game media sphere.
And how many episodes did the Dice Tower podcast actually run then?
Amongst all of our various hosts, so I was not on every episode. Mandy and Suzanne certainly took a good bulk of those, but we did 750 numbered episodes of the Dice Tower podcast.
Wow. I remember getting into what we'd refer to as the greater hobby, if you will, probably in about 2014 when I started realizing that we had went to Gen Con on Josiah's graduation present for him, and his best friend were gamers and his dad. And we piled in the old LeSabre and went to Gen Con. And once we got there, it was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know this. You know, I played Axis and Allies and Fortress America, Conquest of the Empire, some of those games, big box Milton Bradley games back when I was in high school, you know, and that dates me a ways. Because that's 1983. Figure that out.
Okay.
I graduated when I was 10, so I'm really only 47. Yeah. But
sure.
It was at that Gen Con that I met Tom Vassell for the first time. And interestingly, we were in the board game room and we were playing the game Nothing Personal that Tom actually had designed with Steve Avery.
Yep.
And we're trying to figure it out, and we're sitting there, and here this big dude comes walking by with this big red shirt and red hat, and he says, "Have you whacked anybody yet?" And I looked up at him. I'm like, "Who are you?" Kind of. And here Josiah and Trevor, they both knew him, and they were like almost speechless. It was like, "It's Tom Vassell. He's talking to us."
I far prefer your reaction. Who are you? Why are you talking to us? He loves that if you do that.
Why are you important? No,
keeps him humble.
It was actually really neat to meet him because it was the next night. We were at the same deal and we're looking to find a game. He sees us. He's just kind of moseying around. He goes, "Hey guys," and I said, "Hey." He said, "Are you guys looking for a game?" We said, "Yep." He says, "Well, do you want me to play with you? Do you guys want to play together?" And I said, "Yeah, that'd be great. What do you recommend?" Well, he was looking briefly and he goes, "Well, how about El Grande?"
All right.
Yeah. And we played El Grande, and man, we just had a blast. And it was that first moment of having a moment at a game convention that was really impactful for us.
Excellent. Great game too. A lovely one to jump in it's still a classic El Grande.
Yeah, we played it here just not too long ago. I got the big box edition, and it still held up for us. We really enjoyed it. I think it was not much longer after, it was within just a couple years ago that we my daughters have a historical costume company, and they make these amazing costumes for all kinds of different things. They're the national clothiers for the Jane Austen Society, but it was when we had pitched the idea of dressing up in costumes for games and playing them and putting it on YouTube. And that was there was that one year at Gen Con, I went to Tom and I said, Tom, what do you think about this idea? And I pitched it to him and he goes, well, I can't give you any money, but I'll put you on Board Game Breakfast. And it was like, yes, we've arrived. We're
Excellent.
on Board Game Breakfast. Anyway,
good.
What's that?
Oh no, that's excellent. I think a lot of folks have gotten their feet wet in the world of video casting and video production by being a Board Game Breakfast contributor.
Yeah, well put. We launched our first episode, was The Good Sheriff of Nottingham. And that's when we started getting a little bit more introduced to a lot of the board game media folks and a lot of the different publishers and that type of thing. But I remember doing a lot. I was a stonemason for many years, had a masonry company that we ran. Josiah and I both laid a lot of stone and rock work, and listening to all those episodes of the Dice Tower was such an awesome experience.
Excellent. Yeah, I know we've been companions on a lot of people's commutes over the years, and some people have even said they fall asleep to our episodes, which I don't know if that's the compliment that they mean it.
Yeah.
But I still appreciate it when people tell me that.
Well, it was really fun listening to the progression of you playing games with your family. As your boys growing up. And
yeah, it's still sort of a struggle getting them to play things. During the pandemic, they were my game group. So anytime I needed to get something to the table, a review copy or something like that, I would say, all right, guys, here we go. We're going to play this game. And they are 10 and 14 at this point. And so they're in that period where, yeah, they kind of like playing games with me, but they also think Dad is like the most uncool guy on the planet. And so just because I like games, they specifically don't want to play games with me. And there's been a few titles recently that's like, I got this to play with you. Nah, I don't want to play. And it makes it difficult sometimes.
Josiah was my gaming buddy too, because he's actually been a real avid gamer for quite a while. So we got to enjoy a lot of games together over the years. He still is. So what's happening now with your Dice Tower podcast, and what are you doing now?
So the latest project is a twice or every other week chat show. It's called At the Table with Tom and Eric. It is an opportunity for us to chat with folks in the board game sphere about them.
Did you just say At the Table?
At the Table with Tom and Eric.
Oh, with Tom and Eric. That's the differentiation, because I was just on a show with Marty and Tony, and they said, we are the original At the Table.
I see.
From rolling dice and taking names.
Yeah. We were thinking about just calling it The Table, which I thought was a bold decision. Tom didn't like it. And so we tried like every possible thing to go in front of the table, and At the Table seemed to work the best. And apparently other people had the same idea. So we have to very much differentiate between any other At the Tables out there. Yes, but that is the new chat show, and that's been running for about a month or two now. We've had 3 official episodes. We had one like episode 0, but we've had 3 full episodes, and we're chatting with people and trying to get a sense of where they have come from in getting into the hobby. So we do a lot of background questions and what was your spark moment getting into board gaming? And then we'll have some sort of discussion questions from the audience, really getting to know the person that is our guest for that particular episode. So that's been an interesting shift from the more barrage of game reviews approach that we've had on the Dice Tower with the top 10 lists and the quick reviews. We'll still talk about a few games, but it's much more about the people involved in the particular program, which I'm enjoying as a new challenge.
Oh, wow. So now are you broadcasting it live on YouTube and doing audio, or is it just audio? Or
Yeah, so we do a live YouTube show where folks can ask questions in the chat. We also do a discussion thread before the show to ask questions of our guest. So that's the live version, and then that audio gets exported to an audio podcast every Friday. The Friday after the episode airs on a Monday, the episode of the podcast posts.
Okay, cool. I see we have a couple people in the chat here. Raymond is here, says hi, Berkey and Josiah and Eric. And then he said, yep, I feel you, Eric. Laugh out loud. Same thing here.
I think it's a common sort of thing. I'm sort of swinging back. Like my 10-year-old is firmly in the I don't want to do this with you, Dad. And the 14-year-old has started to say, well, you know what? Despite how I don't want to make Dad be cool, I want to play some of these games. And he's had game nights with his friends for his birthday. He invited over a small cluster of his friends from school, and they did a game night. They did not invite me, but the next best thing was that they played One Night Ultimate Werewolf, and so I could hear my voice drifting from the other room.
You were there in spirit.
I was.
That's awesome. With Battle Cry is here as well, and they make a comment. Tell the kids
that they're not allowed to play the game. Yes, I should try that. I've considered it.
He also made a comment. He goes, well, you post it up. We'll let Eric say this one in his voice.
Yes, we were talking about playing some other game at Gen Con, and he said, at least it wasn't Citadels! There aren't enough A's and I's when you spell it that way.
So I feel like there's a story here that I'm not quite aware of.
Oh, so I've actually had a number of people respond that way when I do the Citadels yell because they don't know the story. It's really a very silly thing that has grown into this thing. I played Citadels with friends for the first time, and I kept getting assassinated. Every time I would be, trying to figure it out what the different roles do and how they're helpful. And I'm trying to make my engine work and doing the goal of the game. But Citadels is also about playing the other people. And I would see my team, my opponents, use some sort of role, and I forget what they were. So I just threw the insurance adjuster. And so they would use the insurance adjuster, and I would say, wow, that's really cool. I want the insurance adjuster. And finally, I would get the insurance adjuster in the hand of cards passed to me. All right, I have taken the insurance adjuster. I will use the insurance adjuster this time. And then the assassin takes their move, and they're like, I don't know who to kill. The insurance adjuster. And that happened time after time after time. Every time I would get a chance to use the role I wanted, the assassin would go after that person that turn. And it just got so frustrating, and my blood pressure kept rising that I just did not want to do it anymore. And every time I considered playing again, my blood pressure would rise. I'd remember how upset I was. And I'm just like, I know I need to give this another chance, but I can't do this. I have since played it on Board Game Arena. That was easier. It was sort of a separation, and I could walk away from it when it wasn't my turn, and then I could come and take my turn. And I did okay. But I haven't played it live since that time.
That's funny. And it's kind of ironic, the reason that I wasn't quite sure what this was at first, but this was around the time we were talking about the Gen Con games. And I think at that same Gen Con, if I remember right, just came back to me, but at the same board game library, I think we looked at playing Citadels, started reading the rules, decided not to, and then played Nothing Personal instead. So ironically, I actually think it was tied into that story where we met Tom Vassell as well.
There you go.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we'll probably talk about a few things that are happening with the Game Toppers Kickstarter. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them. Likewise, if you have any questions for Eric, we'd love for you to ask him anything you'd like as well, and we'll do our best to respond. We'll respond for Eric because he doesn't want to talk. But
yes, I do it all day. I don't want to talk.
It's like me with the telephone right now, but
I should probably tell you, I've got one of my toppers just right over here that I've been using for filming things. The other thing I've been working on for the Dice Tower is a new series of video reviews that I'm calling Summerer Time. It's a trio of short reviews, 3 minutes each, and I cluster them together 3 in one episode on some sort of theme. So the first one I'm working on is a bunch of tile laying games. So 3 quick reviews. So the whole thing's about 10 minutes long. And I'm filming down here in the basement. And I'm going to swing you around a little bit. But this is awesome. That is my Generation 1 Watson topper that is currently my filming platform. I have a second one upstairs in the game room, which is getting more table time, like game time. But this is my filming table at the moment. But that's the current state of my. You
just got the new leg kits, and
I did. So the plan is that I got leg kits and I got the rail kit to turn the Watson into 2 smaller tables, and so I will have one permanently upstairs, a half Watson, which I always blank on what you're calling the half Watson. The Adler, Hudson.
The Hudson.
Hudson is the half Watson. And so that will be in permanent position upstairs. And then I will have the other half with a second rail down here for filming purposes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But then the flexibility to make it big again if I want to.
Well, and it's so cool that you have that versatility that you can do that. So if you're doing smaller footprint games, you can probably get the whole thing in frame on a Hudson. But then if you have something that's a little bigger, you can expand it to the Watson and have a little more expansive look.
Or if I'm having more than, say, 10 people over for a game day, I can bring the other half down from the basement and put it up in the game room and do the full Watson up there. So lots of flexibility with my toppers.
Awesome. Yeah, that's one of the things people have really enjoyed about we're starting to call it actually a game topper system now, because there's so much that you can do with it. You can add that accessory rail and convert half of your topper into a mini topper, or now you can add the 24-inch extension leaf that allows you to get 2 extra feet and have an XL topper.
Yep.
So you could have a Watson XL.
Yes. What I appreciated as well before moving to a larger house, I was in a smaller dwelling, and we didn't have a dedicated game space. And what I really liked about having my Watson topper is that I could bring it out for special events, but then put it away in the nice bag and have that out of sight when it wasn't game time and we needed to, say, eat on the table. And so I really appreciated that sort of flexibility with the topper system as well.
I see Gil Mello is here. And he says,
"Hey, Gil."
Gil's awesome, right?
I love seeing Gil at you usually see him at PAX is where I get to see Gil.
Yep. He said he wants more mats.
And hats.
Gil's awesome. He's actually been a backer of ours for a long time, and he wrote me this amazing thank you for the topper after he backed it, and then I got to be friends with him and met at PAX and things like that. And he wrote something because he was writing for Spielworks magazine, I believe it is, or Spiel. He said that Game Toppers was the most innovative thing to come around the gaming hobby in the last decade.
Nice.
And I could hardly believe my ears what I was reading. Must have been your audio voice or something, right?
Sure.
So anyway, good to see you here, Gil. Thanks again for all your support.
Yeah, looks like Geek Spiel magazine is what he was writing for.
Geek Spiel, yeah.
Gil mentioned hats there, and I think he might be kind of referring to the top hat, but there are some other hats potentially worth mentioning.
You notice that we've got some gamer gear going on here? Oh yeah.
Excellent.
So I had the red one on the other day, and my wife saw me in the red one, and she goes, "Ooh, you look really good in that red one." I went, yes, I do.
All right then.
But we actually got some of our new T-shirts, and we have I have the heather gray one on underneath here, and it's a really soft tri-blend fabric. Got it in a few colors, the red and black hoodies, and then we also got some of our baseball caps with the Game Topper logo on them.
Nice.
I wonder
but
if
only you get the top hat.
in those. But we don't have these as a item yet.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how would anybody recognize you? It has to be just yours.
Yeah, it's definitely iconic.
And for anyone is interested in the clothing item merch, so currently we don't have them up anywhere just yet. We just got them in, but we will have them for sale available, likely through our web store. Is I think the way we're going to end up handling that. But be on the lookout. Coming soon. Teaser.
Coming soon. Game Toppers gear. We'll have our own swimwear line before too long.
Interesting choice.
Barbecue aprons. Aprons.
Ooh. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Get some cross-marketing Happy Mouth branding going on.
Yep, exactly.
That is true.
You've had some of our Happy Mouth spice, haven't you?
I have. I ran out a long time ago, though. But yes, that was a staple of our steak grilling for a long time. I'd sprinkle that on some steak tips and grill it outside. It was an easy dinner on a busy day.
Well, I know a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Tom
you know
and
where
Z
I live.
are really big fans of it too, and so they I guess Tom's kids were kyping it and taking it and putting it on stuff, and he was getting really protective about it.
I can see that happening.
Don't mess with my food.
Get away from my spices.
Like a Rottweiler at a dog dish, right?
Yes.
Well, I think before we move on, why don't we? One of the things that's pretty cool, we're almost at $200,000 on the Kickstarter, and we've blown through like 16 stretch goals. Let's just run down to the stretch goals real quick and kind of give everybody a little bit of an idea if you're new and this is the first show that you've watched. We have several of the shows. The first show, we answered a lot of specific questions that might be helpful if you have any questions and can't find it in the Kickstarter, but likewise, we'll answer questions here. We had another show with Joel Eddy and Dan King, the Game Boy Geek, and those are fun shows. And this show will be broadcast, recorded, and then it will be put at the bottom of the page after a couple days as well, so you can listen to this at a later date.
We're going at the bottom of the page. I get it.
At the bottom of the page, yeah.
Where we belong.
Right now, you're at the top of the page.
Okay.
But there's a demotion coming, and that's just the way it is.
I get it. I should expect that.
You'll be replaced by Scott Tox Morris from Quick
Yes. Sure.
So, yes. But that's not till next Thursday, so you're good for a while.
Okay. All right.
So the stretch goals, here we go. Starting at 150,000. So this is a stretch goal that is now unlocked. It is a free accessory package that you get with the topper pledge levels on the Kickstarter. So that's the Elementary, the Baker Street, the Scotland Yard, and the Reichenbach Falls packages. All of those get this free accessory package as well. And it's over $120 value. Gives you some of the dice component trays, which go onto the rail of your topper with those pair of legs. And then it also gives you a set of castle privacy screens that go right into that component tray, so you can have some hidden storage. And then it also has a game topper mouse pad, 4 of the bottom cup holder coasters to go along with the full cup holder set that you get in your topper package, as well as the printed cardboard covers so that you can holders into some flatter spaces for if you have like a larger mug that doesn't fit in the cup holder, or you just want a flat space to, set your phone on, or etc. So that is over $120 value that is now included free.
And there's no extra shipping charge. It actually will fit in that package for you. So normally if you buy these things as extras, there would be extra shipping charges depending on the packaging solution and when you purchase them. But because of our packaging solution now, we're able to include all of those items and not have any extra shipping charges.
$160,000.
We've got the BOGO Dice Tower and Corral. Now, my daughter made this graphic, and I said, what the heck is BOGO? This is not a BOGO. About. I said, that's a typo. You got to fix that. No, she goes, buy one, get one free. Oh, doy. And so what this does is it allows you to get a dice tower, and it allows you to get the dice corral that fit right on top of these dice accessory trays. You're going to get 2 of them free now that other bundle is unlocked. But normally the dice tower is $39 and the dice corral is $10 or $14 normally, and $10 on sale. But now you get both of these for, I believe they're $39, and then you get a second set free. So, and likewise, in all of the packages except the elementary package, they actually ship free. Actually, we were going to do that free for the Adler as well. So that's something that you can take advantage of, those cool dice towers. Eric, do you have the dice tower system?
I don't have that design of dice tower. I think I have one of the ones that was from Daedalus, from one of your earlier generations of dice towers. I've got one of those. But I do tend to collect dice towers of various shapes and sizes. For some reason. I don't know why.
Well, we got to get you a set of our dice towers here then. They're pretty cool because they actually. Yeah, you need a shopping list. Well, they're nice because they slide along the rail, and each player can have their own, place for all their bits, but they can have those castle privacy screens if you're playing Sheriff of Nottingham or something that has hidden movement. Yeah, like here is one we're showing you. I've actually had some people that have asked about that. What does it look like? And this just sits on top of there. They put together.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it fits in the grooves. And it's the same thing with the dice tower. The dice tower just fits in these grooves here.
Okay.
And then it hooks on your rail, just like that. And it can slide on the rail. And then the castle shields can go right on top. And so it provides this really cool functionality to provide a lot of different, things that you can do with it.
Yes.
So the next thing we have unlocked at 175 was really cool. Gil Mello mentioned mats. How many mats do you have, Eric?
Okay, let's see. I've got for the half Watson that I again am blanking on. I've got 2 of those, and then I have 2 mats for the full size Watson. I think just 2.
You have like the crimson red and.
The crimson red, and I went for the scythe-inspired design for the big one, and I really liked the wood grain for one of the small ones, and I went with the classic space design most recently.
Okay, cool.
It gives me some variety to swap in and out.
What do you think of the mat quality?
Oh, they're fantastic, especially the newer generation with that stitching on the side, and they fit the tables really well. It's just a really solid thing. And I actually picked up one of the mat racks in my most recent Kickstarter purchase, so I can store them all nicely and have them organized and ready to go when I want to bring out my favored mat for that particular adventure.
Well, we have a lot of folks that have we have 20 styles of mats now, and from some top board game artists like Vincent Dutray, who did our Great Wall mat, and Yaroslav Radecki, who did the Scythe mat that you have, which is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And is great for even playing viticulture or any resource management games.
Yes,
The color palette's gorgeous. And then likewise, we have the Roman theme mat. We have the Viking, which is one of the top selling mats. The Pirate mat, which was our #1 seller on the last campaign. Cthulhu. We have the Adventure mat. We have it in gray and blue and red. And the wood grain is super popular. The space mat is very popular. And so we made a bundle where new backers and existing backers can get in on some of the prices before the prices go up. Some of these special prices, I mean. And this deal here is crazy because you get 4 mats, 4 mat storage bags, and the JJ Burkton mat rack. That's a 4-hole mat rack that normally is $189. Essentially, way we've priced these, you get that mat rack for free. It's really quite a deal. So if you need to stock up on new mats, this is a great opportunity. I say we have a bunch of questions here.
Yeah. Should we just finish through the stretch goals quick and then
we can go up to we might as well just answer a few questions real quick and then kind of go back and forth. Feel free to chime in, Eric, anytime you want.
Sure. The answer is yes, 12 and 8 feet. I have no idea. I don't know.
So Gil asks, is the double cross X string your daughter's design? I think the sweatshirt's talking about
the sweatshirts. Actually, our manufacturer of the Game Toppers, they gave me one of their hoodies, and it's kind of designed like a hockey jersey. It has these expandable sides, which I very much enjoy. And I liked them so much, I found out where they had them made, and we ended up getting our own made. And this is the best hoodie that I've ever owned. I love it.
Nice.
Gil says, I wonder if we get 2 24-inch extensions and add rails, that would make 2 good size tables.
Yes. In fact, a lot of people buy an extra XL leaf for the Mycroft, and then they'll buy 2 48-inch rails so they can make 2 Moriartys, 2 4-foot by 4-foots.
Yeah, and I think here he might even be with the Holmes topper. So like Raymond mentions next, the Holmes could be split in half plus the XL leaf, then giving you that 3x5 size with the accessory rail. Yeah, and that's just it. There's all sorts of modularity now. With the rails was where it started, but now we have leaves, and that just opens up a whole new can of worms for the different size combinations you can make.
So I'm going to need a chart or a map or something to figure all that out. But yes.
It's pretty cool. We have you should see our clean room where we do the custom pick and pull of every order. It's a pretty good sized room that's about 30 feet wide by 80. And it is wall to wall pallet racks with all the different denomination of mats and sizes. We have 11 sizes and 20 styles. We don't have 20 in every size, but it's like 164 SKUs of just mats.
Oh my goodness. Now, are they organized by size or design first?
Size first.
Size first, then design. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. The ones that are the most popular selling, we have at eye level in the most quantity of facings so that it can be pulled quickly. The lesser sales are on the top and bottom, but it's quite a sight to see our warehouse. We have a 5,000 square foot warehouse, but just the sheer amount of gaming mats that we stock to be able to give everybody this kind of flexibility is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is tons of mats.
Literally. Yeah. He knows because he's helped unload the containers. In fact, these are heavy boxes, and we have heavy density mats so that they lay nice and flat. And these aren't your run of the mill gaming mats.
Yeah.
M. Draenor says, I haven't been this excited for a Kickstarter in a long time. What are the dimensions of the game hall bag? What games will fit inside?
Oh, that's a great question. You can see right behind me is one of them, and behind Josiah. This does the standard Ticket to Ride size games. I don't know if you can see this very well back here. But we've got 4 games: Suburbia, Robin Hood, 51st State Ant, Legends of Andor. It's heavy duty padded. The bottom flap is underneath here for demonstration purposes, but it closes up like this here. And it has 2 side pouches on the one side, and then on the other side has a large zipper pouch. And so I believe the dimensions are 12 by 13 by 12 on the inside of the unit. It also has some heavy duty straps that allow you to carry it on your shoulder or just by picking it up. It's a super nice bag, and a lot of people actually use that bag for their gaming accessories, like all their cup holders and dice towers and that type of thing also. It's a beautiful bag.
Battlecry says, I love my 2.0 game topper. Got the Reichenbach Falls package with the extra leaf. It's an amazing gaming necessity.
Oh, thank you so much.
Gil says, I have 2 of the 3x5 mats. That's something to think about.
Oh, yeah.
Topper
Just
plus
Just
leaf.
get an XL leaf, yeah.
M. Draenor says, I'm in for the Reichenbach Falls as well on this one. I'm going to get the XL extension bundle as well. The Dice Tower BOGO deal is almost a must if you're getting a package, since the package comes with the 2 accessory trays. Exactly. He's got it.
It's almost like you planned it that way.
Yeah. Question. I'm getting the standard table. Can I upgrade the rails to a wood finish later? So this would be in the Reichenbach Falls package.
Yeah, and the answer is no. That's actually a separate extrusion. The rails are made of a heavy duty, what we call military grade aluminum. And people laugh about that sometimes because you hear that term. But what that really means is there's different tempers of aluminum. We use what's called the T6036. I've learned a lot about aluminum manufacturing, but this is a very specific hardness of aluminum so that the screw bosses, so that the tolerances can be precise, and there's a hardness that it doesn't dent easily and that type of thing. It's the most expensive level of aluminum that we can purchase that isn't the aircraft quality, which is crazy, crazy expensive. But this is really solid stuff. We make 2 extrusions. The standard that is the powder coated black. Both extrusions are powder coated black, but one of the extrusions has an inset that allows us to put the wood premium inlays in. So when you get the oak, luxuriant oak, or the premium walnut, that's actually real wood that's being put inside that aluminum rail. So you have the stability of the rail, the functionality of all the accessories, but then also have a little bit of that heirloom, high quality craftsmanship.
However, we do have a stretch goal where during the campaign, because currently Sedge's back into the Reichenbach Falls, if it unlocks, I believe we will have a small number of the Mycroft toppers that could be upgraded to walnut during the campaign. But
correct. Yeah, but if you purchase it initially, you can't really upgrade it without buying another one.
Yeah. Gil says, will you make any Roman, Cthulhu, or Great Wall mats in XL sizes?
That is a very distinct possibility on our next Game Toppers 4.0 campaign. We've had quite a few people actually asking about the Roman mat. Now that Foundations of Rome has come out, have you had a chance to play this yet, Eric?
I have not played. I have seen copies floating around. It is an impressive box for sure, but I have not had a chance to play myself.
It's so off the hook. I've got a couple copies. I got the Sundrop Emperor's version. In fact, tonight my daughter's coming over and we're playing tonight.
All right.
I'm just like head over heels over this game. I'm still on the fence on a couple modules, but overall the game by Emerson Matsuuchi, it's just brilliant. And this production it's amazing. And when we went to design this mat. We actually had our artists do the Roman mat, but there was some initial artwork that was inspiring it. Well, when our artwork got done, the folks at Arcane Wonders said, hey, could we use this artwork from the mat to use on the board? Absolutely. And they did that because you put that game on this Roman themed mat, and you want to talk about feeling like you're in Rome. You got the Colosseum and the Colossus, and you got the aqueduct, and I mean, it's just the thematic experience. It just elevates the whole gameplay.
Neat.
Gil says, I love Eric's Portal t-shirt. And I feel slightly embarrassed that I read the shirt earlier and did not realize until now that it was a Portal reference.
It's hard to
not
see.
at all
There's
awkward.
a turret sort of shadowed behind it, so it depending on how closely you can see it. But yeah, there's a turret there as well.
Oh, there
Indeed.
is.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting patiently for Portal 3. I check at my local video store, and no, they don't know when it'll come.
Aperture science. Raymond says the cake is a lie.
Of course.
Definitely is. Another Portal reference. Raymond also says, yes, the Great Wall in XL size would be great. And then let's see what Seaside's Bruin says. Question, are there plans to sell extra dining cover boards for the people who own XL versions?
Oh, it's a really good question.
And yeah, that is a great question. We've got this a couple times. Being that the dining cover is so limited this campaign, we only have 50 available in each the Holmes and the Watson size.
They're almost sold out.
They're almost sold out. However, those backers will also have the ability to select XL add-ons for their dining cover in case they have a leaf. But that's not something that will be available through the 3.5 campaign to any of the 3.0 backers. You'd have to reach out to us individually to see about that. But the 3.5 backers who are getting the dining covers, they will have a special add-on that they can see to add on the XL dining covers for their topper if they decide to get an XL leaf.
And we do hope to go back to manufacturing and produce more of these for later in the fall, early winter next year. But right now we're just really limited on them. So we had to be careful on how we offered that. That's why in the Pledge Manager, we've had a lot of people say, well, what if I want a package and I want the dining cover? Well, the way Kickstarter works, you can only have one pledge. So the way we were able to do that was to limit the amount so we didn't oversell and make sure we could deliver. You have to pledge for that dining cover pledge, and then you can add a dollar amount if you would like to help unlock stretch goals, and that becomes a credit in the Pledge Manager where you can add the package, and you will get all the same specials that you get during the Kickstarter campaign. All these unlocked stretch goals that we started talking about, all those accessories that'll automatically go in when you make that add-on package purchase to your dining cover.
And Gil says, I think about Portal 3 will come out in time to play at the retirement home.
I hope.
And Ben asks ETA on Game Toppers 4.0.
Ooh, ETA. Well, we're targeting early next year. It depends on how things go with manufacturing and supply side economics. To be honest, a lot of things have really gotten expensive. Shipping has gotten expensive, so the timeline is a little bit more in question than normal. But we do currently have 6 new mat styles that we're going to be looking at. We are also looking at developing a line of war terrain gaming mats. In addition to that, we have tons of new ideas that are going to be backward compatible with your Game Topper systems. And once we reveal all of the little trinkets and some major announcements, I think people are going to get pretty excited. And hopefully that'll happen early next year.
Alrighty. Well, we can go back to the stretch goals, get to the last couple of those here.
All right. We'll whip through these real quick. want to talk to Eric. Has been the voice of the Dice Tower, of course, but he is also one of the characters in our campaign. He is Watson. And
Indeed.
Watson, indeed. Tell us a little bit about what happened with this whole Watson character.
Oh, well, I mean, it's all your fault, really. You were trying to put together, was it the mystery that was the first appearance on screen of Watson, or did I do a voiceover first?
I think the first one was an audio show that Mark Streed produced with some still graphics.
Yes.
But we did get a picture of you. No, actually, you did film that one in green screen.
Yes. So whatever the first video was that I had to do, you said, I want to see you on video. I'm like, I don't have a costume for Watson. And I didn't have a green screen either. So ran out and got a green screen, tried to remember from my college courses how to light it properly. And a bowler hat, and tried to find the most old-timey tie I could. And then and did, take after take of this narration for this mystery campaign, because this was a multiple part story that you were releasing in installments, and sort of playing up this character of Watson to tell this story of the mystery of the tabletopper.
Well, it was kind of interesting because on the first campaign, this was Game Toppers 2.0, that we had this this script written, and it was just like a 3-minute type of a video. But on Game Toppers 3.0, that's when Jeremy Holmes from Blue Peg Pink Peg, I got talking to him because he's got a bunch of our Game Toppers and he's an author. And so we got thinking, how do we make like a series of little mysteries where people can listen to the mystery and try to guess the clues, and then that would be an opportunity to win a complete Game Topper system.
Right.
And so there was actually 4 videos. You can still see them on the same feed that you're getting this YouTube channel. You can listen to Eric's rendition of Sherlock or of Watson.
Yep.
And they were just brilliant. I think they were just so much fun.
It was a lot of fun, and to see the final product and how it got integrated with the other animations and the aspects of the storyline, it was a blast to put together.
Well, we keep having these ideas. My daughters have this historical costume company, and keep having these ideas of, boy, if we could recreate an actual in-person drama and do something really fun to film. That means we'd have to fly you to Minnesota. So I don't know.
Sure. I'll check my schedule.
You're welcome, as long as you bring some Connecticut lobster with you.
Ah, yes. I don't know if the Connecticut lobster is as good as the Maine lobster. Connecticut isn't really known for its lobster.
What's Connecticut? That's where you live. What's Connecticut known for?
Insurance is primarily what Connecticut is known for. Hartford is known as the insurance city. We've got like all these Aetna and Blue Cross, Blue Shield are all there. The Hartford is there, obviously. As far as like food exports, I'm not sure what would be considered a Connecticut delicacy. I'm blanking on what I would want to bring to someone. We're known as like the oak trees are big here, but I don't think you can bake that into a pie.
Don't they do like syrup, maple syrup and stuff?
Syrup is big, but usually Vermont is bigger for maple syrup. There are certainly folks in the northern end of the state that get into syrup production, and when it is syrup season, you see folks have rigs where they've tapped all their trees and they've got tubes that go to their sugar shack, and so there's certainly local productions of syrup around here. But I don't know if it's necessarily as well known as, say, Vermont maple syrup.
Okay, sure. All right. Well, we're going to take a look at a couple of those stretch goals then. At $190,000, we had a lot of our XL backers saying, hey, that double mat bundle that unlocked at $75,000, where you get 2 mats and you get 2 free storage bags, and the mat price is reduced. and the second mat only ships for $10. They go, why can't we get it? And I said, you can. And so we made a stretch goal. Now you get a big savings on the XL bundle in 8 different sizes: the terrain green, steel gray, the adventure, crimson red, space, the Viking, the pirate, and the wood grain are all available in that special.
Yep. And I've had a couple questions, people asking, what mats are available in the XL sizes. And these are the mats that are available in the XL sizes. So it's not like there's other ones of it that you can get that aren't part of this bundle. This is all the ones that we currently have available in the XL sizes.
Correct. At 200,000, we did something we have never done before. If you're a package backer, or if you back a dining cover and then get a package after the fact, look at this. This is huge. $200,000, and we're almost there right now. You get a mat and a mat bag of your choice included, absolutely free, and no shipping. So this is up to like $149 value with a package. Is that crazy or what?
All right.
Well, we thought that was kind of cool. A lot of our European backers are looking to get extra things in their packages when their dining covers come in July, but this also allows new people to get into this campaign and to get their product shipped with that. At 210,000, the Game Topper Accessory Bank. Look at this bad boy. This gives you an idea how big it is.
It's bigger than your actual hat.
Bigger than my head.
Yeah.
It's actually has 15 wells all the way around it, and they have little swoops in them, so all of your bits and components come out of it really easily. We have one behind us there that has all the Stonemeyer premium bits in it. These 2 centerpieces here are for cards, and they toggle. We worked with Noah Adelman from Game Trays to make these, and we did something a little bit different. Normally they're made of a much thinner plastic you see in a lot of your board game inserts. Well, those aren't that heavy to like pass around to people. We went with a 2 millimeter plastic, so this doesn't really bend or anything, even with the full amount of weight in here. And so your general bank of all your components for the game can all sit neatly in this, and then you can pass it around. Have you seen one of these yet, Eric?
I don't know if I've seen it in person. I've seen many pictures, but I haven't seen it live. This is the closest I've come to it.
Yeah, these are pretty fun. I think people are going to really like it. In the future, we're going to work on, in fact, I've got them looking right now for a Lazy Susan option that can be adhesed to the back. So you can get that. Normally that's $24. Now you're going to be able to get it for $15. Excuse me. And of course, our goblet holders. We have a lot of people that like to enjoy stemware when they have their game nights. And this is the Chalice Bundle, and it's a 4-pack of the goblet holders. These are solid core HDPE, and you get a small rubber coaster with it. And normally these are $29 each, and you're able to get this set of 4 for $80. So it's like a $50 savings. And then say that you want the complete dice tower system, where you want the legs for the dice accessory trays, the dice corral, and the dice tower. Normally those sets are $59 each with the sale price. They retail it higher than that, but they're $59 as a set. Well, if you want to buy a pair of them, we're going to do a pair of them for $70. And at $235, you can buy one, get one free of the privacy castle shields that go in your trays. We have a lot of folks that are saying, hey, can I get a few of those? Can you give me a deal on them? Yep. And then at $235,000, we've had a lot of requests for this. People already have a game topper, but they want to add the new collapsible cup holders. Eric, do you have the new collapsible design?
I did. I backed that in the 3.0 Kickstarter specifically to upgrade. I had the first generation ones with the solid, metal cups, and I was really looking forward to getting the collapsible versions that make them more storable. I can put them away more easily. They take up a lot less space, and they seem a little more sturdy too. And I really like a lot of my friends who use them most recently really liked having things out of the way. I've got a table that has cup holders in it that are sort of feeling like you're leaning over them to use them, but having them attached to the rail gets them out of the way, and you have your full range of motion. They really appreciated those exterior cup holders.
Yeah, now they're a little larger too, so you can actually have a mug with a handle or a larger water bottle.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we have that Virtuoso bundle where you get 2 of the big double trays and 4 of the smaller trays, and for $199, that's a big savings from purchasing them at the normal sale price even.
I believe I went with that bundle. I think that bundle unlocked in the 3.0 Kickstarter, and that's what I grabbed.
Oh, awesome. And then did you get these? Here are the cardboard covers that actually cover the holes over the cup holders. So if you want to use it as a platform. And one of the things we should mention about our cup holders, they have component trays in the top, and they work perfect for like setting your cell phone on.
Yes, indeed.
And it's one of these dumb things that I haven't showed very well, but it actually works just perfect to set your cell phone or your tower right. I'm out of camera screen here, sorry. But they just fit right on top of there like that and lean against the rail, and it's almost like perfect.
Nice.
So nice little functionality, just little extras that we've put into those. And just finishing up at 250,000, we're going to unlock the walnut options so that you can get walnut in all those different options. And at 275, you're going to get a free dice tower or the dice accessory bank with any of the 4 packages we offer. And that ships free as well. So super excited about those goals. We're really trying to hit for 300,000, everybody. So please tell your friends and your family about it so we can really crank that up a few notches. I think we got a few more questions.
Yes. So M. Draynor said, question, any future plans on LED lighting options for the inside rail of the gameplay area?
I wonder.
That was very cagey.
That's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
It's a great idea.
All right.
We're going to have a lot of fun on the next campaign too, and it's like we're always looking to the future, but you take a look at the things that we're offering right now. This is some crazy cool stuff. And there's a lot of it. I mean, just what people constantly are saying, it's hard to assimilate this Kickstarter campaign because it's just like pages of stuff.
It is a lot. As the person who inputs most of it on the web,
as the guy that has to sort it all. Yes, and I don't envy you that job.
Yeah, elementary, my dear samurai. All right.
Well, gentlemen, I only have a few more minutes that I can hang out with you before I have to escort my son to ninja practice.
Yes, ninja. Tell us about ninja practice real quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, my eldest, my 14-year-old, has been doing ninja training, ninja obstacle course stuff for 6 years, something like that. 6 years. He's on the competitive team. He's been to the world championships a couple of times. Wow. And he continues on. He's moving into the young adult division next year. He's competed against some of the kids who have been on the TV show. He's competed against some of the adults who have been on the TV show, and it's a great hobby. He's really enjoyed it. It keeps him out of trouble for sure, and it's amazing to watch him like run up the warped wall and swing off of these things and be dangling way up above my head. I get a little nervous sometimes, but he knows what he's doing.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's awesome. I bet that's really cool.
It's a blast. When
Well-
during the season and going to competitions, it's really, really fun to see them, conquer the course and try and get through everything in the time frame. It's a blast.
What are the next conventions you plan on attending?
Let's see. I'll be next one for me is going to be Dice Tower East, which is going to be the first iteration of Dice Tower East. That was that convention had the unhappy honor of being canceled twice during the pandemic. So that's finally hitting the boards this coming July, beginning of July. I will be at. I'm unfortunately going to miss Gen Con this year due to a scheduling conflict. I can't make it out to that one. I should be at the Dice Tower Retreat. I plan to be at PAX Unplugged because that's just driving distance for me. That's an easy one to get to. And then the Dice Tower Cruise in 2023. I'll be at as well.
Yep, I'll see you at Dice Tower East. That'll be a lot of fun. We actually have a booth there.
Oh, sweet. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, to get you out of here, we probably have a couple more questions we'll get to, but where can people find you, and tell us just a little bit more of anything else that you're doing or that you would like to share with us?
Sure. Well, the easiest place to get Dice Tower content is at dicetower.com. You can also check out the Dice Tower's YouTube channel. At the Table with Tom and Eric airs every other Monday. So it won't be this Monday, but a week from Monday is our next episode with Jason Perez. And then you should be seeing my review stuff on the Dice Tower channel soon. I'm really trying to get that up and out as quickly as I can. Filming stuff for video is hard. It's harder than I thought. And just working that into I could get podcasting, no problem. That was just part of my routine. But all of the extra stuff that goes into making a video is slowing me down a little bit. Also, my audiobook work, head to audible.com, search for Eric Michael Summerer. You can find all sorts of stuff, including game lit RPG, sci-fi, fantasy. I've done some Dungeons and Dragons books. I did some Pathfinder stories. There's a lot of stuff on there that you can search for my name and find a new story for me to tell you.
That's pretty cool. Do you have any exciting new projects coming up?
Let's see. Well, I'm currently working on a series that is it's a lit RPG set in a Greek myths universe. So it's this guy who's trying to work his way up the pantheon of old gods and new, and he's encountering gorgons and old Greek myth characters and trying to work his way up into the pantheon of gods. And it's a really interesting story as these characters interact. It's called Kairos, Kairos. And the first 2 books I think are out, and I'm currently recording the 3rd.
Wow.
Nice. Cool.
Well, Eric, thank you again. It's been just a joy getting to know you over the years, and thank you again for all your support. You're a backer, but also the help that you've given Game Toppers with your voice work, and it's just a pleasure to have you as a friend.
Absolutely. Well, take care, both of you, and I look forward to seeing you at Dice Tower East.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care,
We'll
guys.
let Eric go here, and make sure to check him out at the Dice Tower and at their At the Table segment. I think we're pretty close to wrapping up. So if anybody has any additional questions, I see that I think there's a couple more there.
M. Draenor had one. Can you describe the cleaning and care options for the game mats? I believe they are water resistant.
Yeah, it's actually we have this question quite a bit because we've had an interesting discussion topic on the Secret Cabal Gaming podcast because Jamie actually wrapped his game mat around himself and took a shower with it. And this was the way he cleaned his game mat. The mat material is, oh boy, and it turned on my phone.
Wow.
Do you believe that? My Jamie, I don't know if you heard that, but my phone turned on when I said Jamie at the Secret Cabal. The material of the mat is made out of neoprene, which is a very dense neoprene that we use. So it allows the mats to stay fairly flat and that type of thing. Especially when you roll them up, you'll notice our mats really lay out flat. the top is a polyester, so you can spot wash it just like you would anything that's polyester. People have put it in the washing machine. We don't necessarily recommend it because we've not done extensive testing about that. One of the problems that can happen is neoprene can lose its shape a little bit. It might gain an inch. We've heard that some people have done that, and then after it has dried for about a week or so, it's come back to its memory size. So that's why we're not really excited about referring it or recommending that. But it's always best, whatever you do to wash it off, that you lay it flat then so that it dries, or hang it over a rod so you don't get a memory. You can Scotch guard or treat that just like any other polyester also if you're worried about spills. And overall, it's pretty good. So that's basically what you'd want to do.
Mim Drainer also says, thanks, guys. This is a great campaign with some fantastic deals. It's so nice to have a legit game table option for the common man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I think with that, was there any other questions that you've questions that you've received from the support? Josiah handles a lot of the questions at support@gametoppersllc.com. And you can always reach out to me also at Berkey@gametoppersllc.com. But are there any common questions that you've had that you think would be helpful for folks?
Not a ton. Occasionally we'll get people wondering if they aren't in some of the specific countries that we have listed for fulfillment. There is a possibility that we can ship outside of the regular areas that we fulfill to. Shipping tends to be more expensive, but if you send an email to me at support@gametoppersllc.com with your name, what you're looking on getting, address, things like that, I can actually get you a custom shipping quote. Because it's never a matter of if we can get it there generally. Usually it's if we can get it there at a price that you will appreciate.
Right.
So that is where, when we shipping to, Canada, United States, Australia, Europe, and United Kingdom, we have set fulfillment routes that we use to help keep those shipping costs what they are. So,
yeah, I've had a lot of people that have said, hey, I don't know if I've pledged for a dining cover, I've pledged for the a la carte, and do I need to add the dollar amount to get extra things, or how do I get extra things? And essentially, Kickstarter allows us to have these different pledge levels, and that allows us to put limits on them. This campaign, we use the a la carte feature that would allow the backers to get all of the additional add-on items. But because there's so many, if we would have made a pledge for every item we had, it would have really gotten long and tedious to go through. So it's really simple. You can pledge for $25, but if you want to just add up the price of all your stuff, you can add it to your pledge. That will help unlock stretch goals. However, you don't have to do that. You can also just add it after the fact. If you do it now, it'll become a credit for you in the Pledge Manager software, which is going to be super simple and easy for you to navigate. It's going to ask you questions. It's going to have pull-down menus, excuse me, to make choices, things of that nature. And then the shipping charges will be charged. So that's a pretty simple process. But if you want to do some now and then add more later, you've got a lot of flexibility.
The Prince of Frog says, the customer service and support I've received from you guys have been the best I've ever received from any company. I really appreciate it.
Wow, that's a great name, the Prince of Frogs. It's thank you very much. We hope that people understand when they work with us that the sale does not end here. At the point of sale. It's a process. We want to have long-lasting relationships with our customers, and we work really hard to do that. We're human beings, and things can happen where something slips through the cracks or something of that nature. Maybe I didn't see the email and didn't get back, but I take a lot of pride in how quickly I respond to all of our backers, because to me, in talking with Josiah, even, we're a small family company, but we're doing big things. And the way we're accomplishing it is a lot of hard work. And we're not at the point where we have a lot of extra staff at this point, but we have a commitment to not treat our backers antiseptically. Like we're not going to be an Amazon where you're going to get automated returns and things of that nature. People know that I pick up the phone. If you ever have a problem, you have questions. People are amazed by it. Actually, they're like, I can't believe that I'm talking to the CEO. Well, I'm nobody. I'm just a guy that came up with an idea, and we're doing our best to, live up to our promises and provide something really cool. So that's really where we're coming from.
Raymond says, thanks, guys. See you on the next one. And in the Kickstarter comments, have a good weekend.
Thank you so much, Raymond. Raymond has been a contributor to help answer questions. He lives in the Netherlands. He has an amazing video at the bottom of the page called Board Game Heaven. And he made this awesome base out of calyx shelving. You got to go check out his videos. And he does great reviews. He knows our product really well. He's purchased it all from us, and we became friends. And now he helps answer questions, especially while I'm sleeping. He'll answer some of those questions over the night, and it's very good. A little bit, not as much as I used to.
Scott asks, so maybe I missed this earlier, but how do the dimensions of the toppers work versus the size of my table? How do I know what to get based on my table?
Oh, it's such a good question. And you can see a lot of this information in the FAQ as well. And you'll see videos like that. How they work videos are a really good resource to actually see the underside of the topper. But because of our cross support system, there are 2 cross supports under each section of your topper. These actually sit on top of your table and overhang. And it can overhang as much as 7 to 9 inches on each side. So if you look at the bottom of the page, there's a chart of the outside dimensions of the game toppers. For instance, the Watson. The play area is 38 by 60, but the outside dimensions of the Watson are 45 by 67. So you could basically take 14 inches minus that. So in that situation, you'd be at a 31 inch by 49. Did I do that right? 14 minus 59. Do math.
Yeah, 59, right? No.
67 minus 14
no,
would be 49.
No, so that's a 3.
It's whatever it is. We've been talking too long. Anyway, the point is you can have 7 inches overhanging and it's not going to cause you any difficulty. There's a 3M rubberized material, and you'll be surprised that it just doesn't move. People use these plastic folding tables, and you'll move the table before you move the topper. It's just the design is really special that allows for that to function that way. And we have like 30 publishers that use these in all their show kits. Big companies like Simon and Renegade Game Studios and Arcane Wonders and Gray Fox and AEG and all kinds of companies, heavy convention use, and they just perform really well.
Scott says, yeah, first rule of streaming, don't math on stream.
Don't math on stream.
True.
Yeah, great understanding and empathy.
I think that is all the questions.
This has been a great time meeting with you all, and it was so fun having Eric on the show. Eric's a good friend, and he's been a backer of ours, but just an all-around great guy. So we're so thankful that he came on the show. Check out his stuff, and if you have any additional questions about Game Toppers, you can reach us at Berkey at GameToppersLLC.com or support@GameToppersLLC.com. You'll see a lot of videos on our page, and these videos are very helpful too if you have the time to consume a lot of the information we've provided to help you understand the product and make the best decisions that's best for you. So with that, we're going to try to really pump this baby up to $300,000. That's what we really would like to get to that goal. We have some additional stretch goals that if we continue to hit, the last few days of the campaign are typically really good. So some people are like, oh, it doesn't look like we're going to hit the goals. No, relax. We're going to do fine. We kind of understand that this isn't our first go round. This is the fourth Kickstarter. And we knew that this was going to be a little bit different than most of our Kickstarters, but really an opportunity for our overseas backers to jump in with getting additional stuff, or if they hadn't backed before, they can still get in while we have this bulk shipping solution. And this Kickstarter didn't delay the backers receiving their product any more than it was normally going to with the dining covers coming. So we just thought this was really a special win-win for everybody. So with that, I think we're going to sign off, and thank you all for listening, and thank you all so very much for all of your support. We really could not do it without you.
We'll see you next time.